I've been watching the weather at the U.S. Open at Bethpage Blackett's in Farmingdale. 63 degrees and a gully washer today. It's amazing. This is June the 18th, 63 degrees out at Long Island. The looks like there's about to be a break in the rain, but that course is underwater. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get it in shape for today to have play resume. I mean, they teed off at 7 o'clock, and I think by 10:30 they had to stop play. So not anywhere near even half the field is teed off yet in the first round. You know, most people, and I'm one of them, they read 1984 and they were scared. When Obama read it, he started taking notes. This Attorney General, or Inspector General thing, Dan Reel at Real World View has posted last night, I guess early this morning, information and documentation on, it's not just Gerald Walpin, that 3 IG firings now are being questioned. By the way, a survey, a review by Steve Gilbert at Sweetness and Light indicates that Gerald Walpin's probably a Republican. He donates to Giuliani and Lazio and so forth. So this does not surprise us. But there's a great piece today at the American Spectator blog by Matthew Vadum. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, V-A-D-U-M. And the headline of this piece, AmeriCorps and ACORN go way back. And really, when you read this story, it is a cancer. This is a cancer, and it's out of control. The cynical, politically motivated, and apparently illegal firing of Gerald Walpin shocks the conscience. I'm not going to examine here the circumstances surrounding his termination, but I want to remind readers AmeriCorps has long been ripe for abuse. ACORN took advantage of the federal agency a decade ago. As I wrote previously, ACORN, which is now notorious for its commingling of funds within its network of affiliates, used government resources to promote legislation. A congressional report noted that there was apparent crossover funding between ACORN, a political advocacy group, and ACORN Housing Corp., a nonprofit AmeriCorps grantee. That is a major affiliate of ACORN. The government-funded AmeriCorps, which promotes public service, suspended ACORN Housing Corp's funding after it was learned that AHC, you get lost in all these acronyms, the ACORN Housing Corp, and ACORN shared office space and equipment and failed to assure that activities and funds were wholly separate. The report noted that AmeriCorps members of the ACORN Housing Project, or Corporation, raised funds for ACORN, performed voter registration activities for ACORN, and gave partisan speeches. ACORN Housing Corp is supposed to be separate from ACORN. It's a nonprofit. It's an AmeriCorps guarantee. In one instance, an AmeriCorps member was directed by ACORN staff to assist the Clinton White House in preparing a press conference in support of legislation. It was a report on the activities of the Committee on Economic and Educational Opportunities during the 104th Congress. Now, aware of this kind of abuse, earlier this year, Senator David Vitter, Republican Louisiana, tried to block ACORN from using AmeriCorps funding to promote its own political objectives, but ACORN allies, including Barbara Mikulski, Democrat Maryland, helped to defeat Vitter's legislation. Now, as Matthew Vadum writes, or wrote on his blog today at American Spectator, as I write this, ACORN donors are celebrating the 39th birthday of the radical activist group at a $250 a ticket gala reception at the National Education Association. Center for American Progress President John Podesta, the Service Employees International Union boss Andy Stern, and the corrupt former HUD Secretary Henry Cisneros are expected to attend. So all of these, it's incestuous. It's a cancer. It's malignant. It's out of control. It exists strictly to serve Democrat interests, union interests, to grow government, and to punish Republicans like Gerald Walpin. Now remember, folks, when George Bush fired 8 U.S. attorneys, remember the hell that ensued from the Democrat Party and state-run media at the time. They wanted Karl Rove indicted again. They wanted Alberto Gonzalez fired. They did the hearings. They demanded these guys come up and testify before Congress. And of course, that was well within Bush's right to fire U.S. attorneys. They tried to make it political. We have blatant political firings of inspector generals in violation of a law Obama wrote, and the reaction in the state-run media is ho-hum. Here's David in Sacramento, my adopted hometown. Nice to have you on the program, sir. Hello.
Hello, Rush. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to tell you an interesting story I think I know you'll be interested in. It's the first time I heard your voice. It's way before I